Welcome everybody to the Disrupt Opportunity presentation. This is Jeremy Jenkins. I'm super excited to be with you tonight. So we'll go ahead and get started so that we don't waste anybody's time. How about that? All right, so as you can see here, the first image in our slideshow tonight has to do with Kaizen. Okay, Kaizen is a Japanese word, and it means continual improvement in all aspects of life. It's a philosophy that a lot of personal development gurus use, a lot of big corporations like Toyota and other companies use. And the idea is that we really want to be better people, right? We want to be able to improve the world, just like you see in the picture here. Young girl, and where she's going, she's leaving flowers behind, and that leaves the world a better place, as she walks into the dark and dreary areas. So that's kind of what our goal is. That's what we want to do with, not just disrupt as a business opportunity, but with our lives. We want to be able to be better people. We want to be able to make the world a better place and help people achieve their goals and dreams and freedom, right? Time freedom and financial freedom. So that's the goal here. Okay. Hope everyone can understand. That's why we picked the name for our team name. Okay, Kaizen 360, because we're doing it, 360 degrees all around the world, trying to make the world a better place. And Disrupt the Opportunity is the vehicle that's going to allow us to do that. Okay, so here's a little bit more about Kaizen. It's the belief that small changes over time can create huge life changes. So we do small improvements every day, and that helps us to have a happier life. Okay, so that's kind of the goal. We want to be able to be better people, better leaders, improve all of the aspects of leadership and our character, our health and our wealth and everything else. So here is an important concept that we all need to understand for those that have never maybe done network marketing before or are kind of new to it. This is an important thing. This it's called the quadrant, the cash flow quadrant, and it comes from Robert Kiyosaki, who is famous for the Rich Dad, Poor Dad books. And he basically kind of breaks it down to where, you figure out where the money comes from, right? And how it is that, some individuals actually get wealthy while others don't. And this is kind of what it comes down to. You have basically the left side and the right side of the quadrant. And the majority of people, right, like 90% of the people in the world are on this left side. Because why? Because the world teaches us that that's what you got to do, right? You got to go and get good grades at school and then get a job, right? Or if you're really ambitious, maybe you can go be a professional of some sort. You can be a doctor or a lawyer or some kind of professional and make even more money, right? But the problem with that is that when you're on that left side of the quadrant, it's all based on your own efforts. It's all based on what you can do, and we're all limited. We only have so many hours in a day. We only have so much strength we can give. We can only, if we're a professional, we can only take care of so many patients or see so many clients or whatever it is we're doing, right? So the secret, the way to get financial freedom, the way to actually break free from the rat race is find a way to get over onto that right side of the quadrant. You can see there, there's business owners and investors. So how do you do that? How do you get to where you have a system? How do you get to where you have money working for you? Okay, that's the question. It's not easy, right? A lot of people think, well, how am I going to invest? I don't know anything about the stock market. I don't know, what to invest in. Starting a business is pretty scary, right? It's not, it's not something everybody really wants to do. They're comfortable just going to a 9-to-5 job, getting paid. Be able to come home and leave all that behind, right? But you know what? If you can figure out a way to get to the right side of the quadrant without having a lot of risk, without having to put in hours and hours and hours, I think you'd find that it'd be worthwhile, right? Because starting a traditional business, it isn't easy. You've got to get licensing, you've got to get loans, you've got to find a location to do it. You got to spend a ton of money to get going, maybe even hire some employees and deal with all the stress and everything, right? That's why most people don't do it. It's just like not worth it to them. But guess what? There is a better way. Okay, there is a method that we found that allows the average person, typical person that maybe doesn't have a lot of upfront money, doesn't have a lot of upfront time, to be able to start down this path of being a business owner and eventually an investor. And it's called network marketing. Okay, maybe you've heard network marketing and it, I know somebody that did that and they lost money, or maybe you heard of it's one of those pyramid thingies or something, right? Well, yeah, you know what? There's good and bad in everything. I'm sure you've probably had bad individuals in the car industry, or you've probably met bad individuals in in restaurants or just whatever. Every industry is going to have bad apples in it, right? So we really recommend you don't judge network marketing based on maybe what your late uncle did or a cousin's brother, or whatever, right? You just you got to really try it out for yourself and see what if it's something that could work for you. And we believe that of the thousands and even hundreds of thousands of companies out there that do direct sales, network marketing, whatever, that if you can find the right one, then one that's a fit for you, one that kind of eliminates all the obstacles, then I think you'd really be happy. So that's what we're going to promote tonight. We're talking about, of course, Disrupt. That's the company that is just launched this last week, and we're so excited about it because it really has come to disrupt the industry. Okay, for those that have never been in the industry or anything, or never heard anything negative, great. We welcome you aboard. But for those that maybe have had a bad experience, or got into it at one point but never made any money because the compensation wasn't good, or maybe the products were just too expensive, or it just didn't work, or whatever. Well, Disrupt is here to do just that, right? Disrupt the industry. It's going to change everything, really, because of some things we're going to talk about tonight. Okay, so what is Disrupt? It's a lifestyle company that helps people improve the way they manage money, travel, and wellness. Okay, if you think about it, those are pretty much the three major things in life, right? If you have money, and if you can travel and have fun, and if you have wellness, right, your health, then you can pretty much say you got it made, right? So that's what Disrupt is here to do. It's to help us improve the way we manage our money, how we travel, and how our wellness, how our health is, and everything to do with that. Okay, so Disrupt. Why that name, right? A lot of people maybe ask, kind of sounds, I don't know, almost abrasive, right? Or even maybe has some negative connotation to it. Well, disruption is kind of like innovation in a way, okay? Caroline Howard wrote an article in Forbes magazine where she described exactly what this is, and this is what she said. She said, people are sometimes confused about the difference between innovation and disruption. It's not exactly black and white, but there are some real distinctions, and it's not just splitting hairs. So think of it this way. Disruptors are innovators, but not all innovators are disruptors, in the same way that a square is a rectangle, but not all rectangles are squares. So innovation and disruption are similar in that they are both makers and builders. Okay? Disruption takes a left turn by literally uprooting and changing how we think, behave, do business, learn, and go about our day-to-day. Harvard Business School professor and disruption guru Clayton Christensen says that a disruption displaces an existing market, industry, or technology and produces something new and more efficient and worthwhile. It is at once destructive and creative. Okay, so I bet you if you stopped and thought for a second about some disruptors in the industry and in the world, you could probably name a few. The first one that comes to my mind is Steve Jobs. Right? Steve Jobs came in, and with Apple Computer, he disrupted the computer industry. All of a sudden, because of the iPod, because of the iPad, and some other things that Apple has come up with, the iPhone, right? Everything is different now, right? Everyone has smartphones. Everyone has tablets now. Everyone, uses, digital music, right? So the whole world changed because of a disruption. Okay, and if you look at this image here, you can tell that innovation is one thing, right? Innovation is looking and saying, okay, how can we improve the same things we're doing? But disruption is really doing brand new things that make the old things totally obsolete, right? And that's what the company Disrupt is all about. They want to really change the industry by being first to market with several different things, right? Whether it's digital services, okay, that can be brought to anywhere in the world, whether it's the way they accept payment and make payment, whether it's the different ways of actually compensating you for the efforts. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to talk about here. How to disrupt the industry. Well, what if you could be involved, right? Start your own business, okay, home-based business for less than $100 to get started. Maybe a little bit more depending on which package you want. Okay, not talking $500 or $1,000 to get started. Or I have a buddy who owns shoe stores, and he actually he was telling me to start a shoe store, he has to spend over, I think it's over 20 grand, just to get everything going, inventory and all that stuff. So it's absolutely crazy, right? So you can actually start your own business and be on that right side of the quadrant for right around $100. That's crazy. Okay. How about simple, lightweight health and wellness products that can ship anywhere in the world? Okay, literally any country at all. How about using technology, right? We're in the 21st century after all. Why don't we use technology to be able to accept and send payments and train distributors in literally any part of the world? We can use social media. We can use what we're using right now, right? In web conferencing. We can use Skype and so many other things. How about if we have a compensation model that actually pays the brand new associates just as fairly as the experienced leaders? Wow, that's amazing, right? Most companies don't do that. Most companies have all these breakage points in their comp plan that make it really hard to make money. It makes it so that only a certain few leaders can actually go in and make a bunch of money, and the rest of the people, just have to be satisfied with making maybe a couple $100 a month. That's it, right? I was there. I've done that. I've been in the industry for over 15 years in several different companies, and I know how that feels to be in a company, not know how to do it, not know how to expand, and to only make just barely enough to maybe cover what you're buying every month. It's not fun, right? It's a lot more fun to get the big checks and make money. And then of course, the idea here is that we don't, in Disrupt, we're not just helping people to become professional network marketers, but we're actually helping them to become true entrepreneurs, right? People that can learn the skills they need to, after they start making some good money and everything, they can actually go out and build an empire, right? Maybe, somebody that always wanted to start up a little bookstore, right? Or a little coffee shop, or maybe somebody that actually wanted to go invest in some real estate or do some other things. Well, after they've been in Disrupt, they're going to learn those skills. They're going to learn how to take the money that they've got and go invest it in different things to actually create a real empire and create something that they can inherit to their kids and and grandkids and so on and so forth. So that's the idea here with Disrupt. Okay, learning life and disrupting the status quo. That's really what we're all about. Sometimes a change is required to get what you want. Okay, we've got to step away from that traditional model that's got us basically tied down, right, to 8-hour days or more, working a job that maybe we like, maybe we don't, but it's limited because you have to actually ask your boss for permission to go on vacation or maybe spend a day with your kids who've got something going on at school or whatever it is, right? So we've got to make a change. We've got to realize that there is a different and better way. Okay? Disrupt gives you that chance to make history in an industry where together we can upset the status quo and change the lives of everyone, really. Disrupt is a company created by the people for the people. Here you'll be able to achieve what you've always dreamed. And why is that? Because we know how hard you've all worked all your life, and we know that you deserve more than the average, right? We've created something completely different from what you normally see in traditional multi-level marketing. We have a company for people where you can actually achieve your goals and change lives of others in a positive way. And we are here to be honest with you and your future. So Disrupt is based on 3 pillars: finance, wellness, and fun. Okay, so fun and travel, right? We talked about that. So we know that once you build on the basis of these principles, you'll begin to live the life you always wanted. So get ready, because we're here to disrupt your life towards a better future. So let's talk about the owners a little bit. Reed Nichols, he's the one of the co-founders and owners of the company, and he he's really an amazing gentleman. I've had the chance to get to know him over the last several months and understand, his philosophy, his background, what he brings to the table. He's been, on both sides of the aisle, right? He's owned traditional businesses, and he's been a very successful distributor in, I think it's 3 different companies, multi-level companies. And so he understands. He understands the needs of the distributors, right? He understands those that are starting this and wanting to build a home-based business and everything. But he also understands how traditional business works and the needs of the company and how to keep the company alive, right? So it's a really good balance, and we're super blessed to have him, running the company, on board with it, and all the experience that he brings to the table. We also have Jason Elrod, one of the other. He's the other co-founder, and he's been around the industry now for several years. He's actually been very successful in venture capital. He's actually had the opportunity to speak in different universities and schools and everything. So he's a lifelong learner, entrepreneur. He gets it, right? He knows and understands how business works. He's got his degrees and everything. So he understands. He understands how money works, and that's kind of key, right? Making sure that the company is always going to be profitable, always going to be around to keep us happy for the long term. Andy Bennis is also a member of the corporate team. He's been in the industry for about 20 years in sales and marketing. He's got degrees in cognitive science. He really understands how training works and how to get people motivated and everything. So that's his job. He's going to be in charge of the training, coaching, and sales management for all of us. So he's going to support us with all those things, give us the tools that we need to be able to do our business, right? And talk to people, to learn how to invite, how to set goals, how to do all the things that we need to do to be successful leaders. Okay, so those are just 3 of several people on the team. We won't go over all of them, but just know we are in really good hands with our corporate team. So here's a testimonial. Michael A. from Arizona said this: "This is an incredible opportunity. Once you know how Disrupt can totally change your life, you're going to want to share it with everyone. When I first heard about Disrupt, I decided to go all in. The team has really thought of everything, from your finances to your health and even your fun. I love Disrupt and everything it will do for all the participants. It is time to disrupt the world and improve the lives of the people." So, how does that work? Well, we're disrupting the industry for a better future. The modern world can be a difficult place to live. We all know there's financial problems and job stress, pressures for everyday life. Many people just feel overwhelmed, right? So this stress affects the physical and financial health of the people. The products and services at Disrupt are world-class and are designed to help you feel healthier, happier, and financially secure. Okay, so we'll go through each of them and see how they can really benefit you. First of all is Disrupt Finance. So it's a personal financial management tool. It allows you to see all your accounts in one place. You can create budgets, you can track your spending, and you can start eliminating your debt faster than ever, because it'll keep you on track. It'll send you alerts, tell you, hey, you kind of went over your budget on fast food this month, or just whatever it is, right? They'll give you tips on maybe which credit card to pay off first, so you can reduce how much you're paying in interest, all those things. Very, very powerful. It connects to pretty much any bank account in the United States. So you can put in your normal checking account and credit card accounts, even car loans and different things like that. It keeps track of them all, and that kind of keeps you on track what's going on. Next thing that Disrupt offers is financial education. Okay, most of us didn't learn about real world money issues in school, right? They just don't really teach it. So Finance 101 is a collection of 9 powerful mini courses on everything for savings and checking accounts, to mortgages, credit cards, investing. It's, if you can really understand your finances, then you can, take control of them, right? You can actually make a difference in what's going on in your life. Okay. Wealth management. So this is a program designed to teach you about saving and investing, while also helping you to create a personalized retirement plan. So whether you're 18 or 68, the time to make your money work for you is now, right? So Disrupt offers this. It's really awesome, and it takes a little bit of time to understand what they're doing. But basically, it has to do with, instead of putting your money into a 401k and having the government take care of it, or putting it into the stock market and having it be kind of risky. This is a very safe and very profitable vehicle where you can put your money in preparation for your retirement. So pretty cool. TaxBot, right? So one of the enemies of wealth, right, is taxes. Once you start making money, that nice tax return that comes at the beginning of every year goes away, right? Once you start making a certain amount, all of a sudden you get a payout, right? Government's going to start coming after you and saying, hey, guess what? You're in a higher tax bracket. We need our money. So with TaxBot, you can actually take advantage of all the tax deductions that are available for home-based business users. Now, this is actually so important to understand, okay? The tax code for the IRS is actually designed to help small business owners and home-based business owners, okay? It really is. It's designed, there's more tax deductions for a home-based business owner than any other person in the world. It's awesome. So with TaxBot, you get to keep track of all that, all your mileage. Did you know that you get to deduct a little over 50 cents a mile for every mile that you drive that has to do with your business? It's awesome. And with TaxBot, you get to keep track of that. It uses the GPS on your phone. So it's all IRS compliant and everything. You don't have to keep a logbook or anything like that. If you go out to lunch with a client or anybody else that has to do with business, you can just take a picture of the receipt at the end, and you can throw that receipt away. You don't have to fill up a shoebox, full of receipts and try and categorize them or get them to your accountant at the end of the year. It's all just categorized. It's all automated. It's awesome. So if you can do that, if you can use TaxBot and learn how to take advantage of all the tax deductions, then even when you start making good money, you won't have to pay it all out, right? So super important. Understanding your finances and then reducing how much you have to pay in taxes, okay? When we talk about your health, right, and wellness, well, here's another super awesome tool that everybody really seems to love. It's called the Disrupt Digital Health, and it's powered by Teledoc. And basically what it is you can call a doctor whenever, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they will answer it in about 10 minutes, okay? You don't have to go to an emergency room or an urgent care. You don't have to spend money on co-pays or any of that stuff and wait for hours to be seen, sitting around other sick people. You just call that doctor up. You can do a Skype, thing with them, or, video chat. They can look at you, and they can prescribe medicine, antibiotics or, other things, and get that over to your local 24-hour pharmacy anytime, day or night. Usually everything's wrapped up within 30 minutes. It's absolutely amazing. So you can use it when you're traveling. If you, out of town, you're out, visiting New York or going to Disneyland or whatever, you can actually use it wherever you are. It doesn't matter. And they can send it over to any, Rite Aid or Walgreens or whatever pharmacies are close by. So super awesome. It's good for 5 dependents, no copay fees or anything. You can use it as much as you want in the month. Super, super awesome. Okay, disrupt shopping. Now this is really, for me, the thing that is disrupting the industry. Okay, every network marketer I've ever talked to, this is like their dream. Okay, to be able to have name brand products that people actually want, like an Apple Watch, right? Or Craftsman tools, or just name brand things, Nike tennis shoes or whatever, right? To be able to have name brand stuff that people want to buy anyway, and be able to offer those at a discount and earn a commission on that, right? It's like owning your own store right from your home, and you don't have to worry about inventory or employees or taxes or any of that stuff. You just get to share it with people on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, and they become your customers, and you get to make money from them for the rest of your life. So, like it says here, it's not just any other shopping website, right? Because there's tons of those, okay? But what is unique about Disrupt Shopping is that it's actually super easy to get paid for sharing all these kind of products that people want to buy anyway, right? All you got to do is just log in, see what's there, share that link on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on in an email, whatever, okay? Send it to your mom, right? And all of a sudden, they're buying dishes, or they're buying power tools, or they're buying whatever it is that, they get an email every week with all the latest deals and stuff. And they buy stuff, and you get to be paid on it every single time someone buys. And if they share it, and then it goes viral, right? And it can go all over the world, and people are buying, and it's just amazing. So this is, in my opinion, what's going to change the industry. It's there's always been affiliate stuff, maybe with Amazon or some of these other companies, but there was never a multi-level direct sales company that offered this kind of product, name brand products in a shopping type marketplace that you can share with anyone in the world. It's just cool. so excited about it. Okay, disrupt travel. So everyone loves to travel. It's always fun to to go to different places, New York, Las Vegas, even internationally. We always hear about, oh yeah, let's go to Paris, go to the Eiffel Tower. I've always had a dream of going to Egypt and seeing the pyramids. Haven't had a chance to do it yet, but hopefully soon. So with Disrupt Travel, we can get up to 80% off on public rates. Okay, luxury condominiums, cruises, hotels, whatever it is. You can find great deals, and it's not like an Expedia or Travelocity where you just go online and do a search, right? This is what they call managed travel, and managed travel means it's like having your own personal travel agent. Okay, so if you you need to go somewhere, then instead of going to Expedia, okay, let's see about our flights and let's see about our hotel and everything, but kind of having to search and okay, but now what are we going to do when we get there and everything? Well, guess what? With managed travel, all you got to do is just call up your travel agent, Disrupt Travel, and tell them, hey, we want to maybe go to Disneyland or Disney World in Florida, in the month of August, and we're looking at these dates, and there'll be 5 of us, and what can you do for us? And then they go to work, right? And they find discounts, and they find you a condo that $200-300 for the whole week, right? Instead of $200-300 a night. Maybe it's just $200-300 the whole week, right there next to Disneyland or Disney World. And maybe because you got it through them, they can maybe get you a deal on tickets, maybe get you some discounts on different things, or just things that they can figure out. Or maybe they can find last minute flights that you wouldn't find anywhere else, and they're cheaper. So they take care of it all for you and arrange it, and then and you can save literally to 80% off than what it normally costs. So what that does for you is, you've got time freedom now, you got financial freedom. Now you can actually travel the world, and it's not going to kill you on the cost, right? So Disrupt Travel, absolutely awesome. It's good all over the world. Any country can use it. Works great. For those that live internationally, you can get the Disrupt Language program. Okay, so we've all heard about different language tools out there, from Rosetta Stone to there's several others. Anyway, Transparent Language has teamed up with Disrupt to offer over 80 different languages, okay, that you can learn right from the comfort of your home or on your smartphone, right? So, as you want to travel these different places, or you want to expand your business throughout the world, you can actually do that because you're going to be able to learn the language, okay? So if you want to maybe go into South America, you want to learn Spanish, well, guess what? Instead of spending hundreds of dollars on some other software, or going to a class or something, you can actually just take advantage of this and learn the language. Whether it's just a few minutes at home on your computer, or when you have a lunch break or something, you can take a few minutes and learn the language right on your phone. It's absolutely super cool, that you can actually do that, learn languages that help you expand your market. Okay. When it comes to wellness, there's actually some really cool products that Disrupt offers. For example, Thunder. Thunder is an alternative to energy drinks that contain lots of sugar and other harsh ingredients, right? We all have heard in the news, people that have even died from drinking too many energy drinks, right? And so, it's kind of scary when you really think about it. I've had buddies that we're on the job site, working construction or whatever, and they're drinking, 2-3 different energy drinks in a day, and they've got major headaches, and they've got insomnia, and they're even impotent. Crazy things that happen when you're drinking these things that aren't good for you. And with the Thunder, you actually have nothing that's going to cause you any kind of harm. Zero sugar, only 10 calories. It's full of fruit and green tea and acai and granada, and it's got B vitamins. It's got everything that you need to help burn body fat, increase your metabolism, and it just tastes good. That's the really cool thing about it is that it actually tastes good and it works, right? It actually helps you stay awake, gives you that energy that you need, no crash, and you can feel comfortable that it's not going to kill you, right? So I love Thunder. It's an awesome product. Other thing that we offer is the bioenergetic oil from Perfect Skin. So, a lot of people worried about skin problems. Well, with the bioenergetic formula from Perfect Skin, it works to reduce wrinkles, prevent aging, keeps your skin firm, reduces spotting, removes eye makeup, it relieves rashes and burns. It dramatically improves your psoriasis, restores color to your hair, it reduces scarring, it relieves pain and shingles, and it relieves insect bites, right? So you can see here in this image, this is my daughter, and she's 16, and as most teenagers go through puberty and everything, they start to get acne, right? So she started using this oil, and in just a little over 2 weeks, you can see noted improvement, right? It really helped her. And so this stuff actually works, right? It really works. It's a permanent solution. It's not like some of the products out there and other companies that it's just a temporary, you put it on and it works for a few hours and then it wears off, right? This is actually something that heals your skin, something that creates a permanent solution. So very cool. Pure Innovation Restore. Now this product is, I should mention, the previous product, the oil, is only available in the Western Hemisphere, okay? So South America, Europe. Thunder is only available in the United States. And then this Pure Innovation Restore is only available in the Asian countries or the Eastern Hemisphere, okay? And eventually down the road, we'll be able to have all the products in all the markets. But since Disrupt is just launching, they had to kind of separate it, to kind of keep inventory control. But what Pure Innovation is it's made with apple and argon stem cells to protect and vitalize your own dermal stem cells, right? Your skin. So in other words, we're helping to rejuvenate your skin. It's made in a convenient packet for those of us that are constantly on the go. It's a powder product that you simply tear and pour right into your mouth. You don't have to mix it with water or anything. Okay, so your skin is continuously regenerated to slough off the old stuff and keep you looking young and fresh, right? So basically it has to do with the adult stem cells in your dermis, in your skin, and it gives your skin the tensile strength and elasticity that it needs to reduce the formation of wrinkles and other signs of aging. So just to understand where it comes from, the argon tree is one of the oldest species in the world and has been used more recently in skincare products with amazing results. But this is the first time you'll ever see argon stem cells in a powder product. So it's pretty cool stuff. Okay. So how do you get started? Well, the first thing you can do is, if all you're interested in is just those digital products that we talked about, right? The Disrupt Finance, the TaxBot, finance education, wealth management, the shopping, and the travel, then you can get started for $79.95. It gives you 75 points towards your commissions, and that gets you qualified and you're ready to go with your business, okay? If you want to get the teledoc as well, then you can get the Essentials Plus package. It's $109.95 a month, gives you 75 points, and it includes all the stuff in the Essentials pack, plus it includes teledoc for 24/7 calls to board-certified doctors, just anywhere you're traveling or from home. Or if you want to get everything, then you can get the Health and Wealth Bundle. So for $129.95, gives you 80 points, and it gives you everything in the Essentials pack. It gives you teledoc, and you get a case of 24 cans of Thunder here in the United States. Okay, so that's really cool, because if you think about it, you're basically paying $20 more for a case of Thunder. So you're looking at, it's less than $1 per can on the Thunder. So that's a really good deal. Okay. All right. If you're living internationally, anywhere in the world, you can also get started for $79.95, and you get the Disrupt Language with 80 languages. You get Disrupt Shopping, okay, and you get the travel discounts. All right, and that gives you 45 points. You're in business. If you want to get the physical product, then if you live in basically South America, Mexico, or in the Europe or Africa, you would get the Western Hemisphere package, which includes everything in the essential pack, plus you get a box of the bioenergetic formula, right, the skincare. Okay. If you live in the Asian countries, okay, in the Eastern Hemisphere, then you would get everything in the essentials pack plus a box of Pure Innovation, right, for $149.95. Because the Pure Innovation is a little bit more expensive to manufacture. That's why the price is a little bit higher, but it's good stuff, right? Okay, now let's go over real quick how you make money with Disrupt, okay? So here's what you need to understand. It's a trinary compensation model, okay? There's different models out there. You probably maybe heard of a unilevel or a binary, or sometimes people talk about a matrix, different things like that. This compensation plan is totally new, right? It's never been done before in the history of the industry. This is brand new. It basically combines kind of the best of both worlds in two different compensation models. There's what they call a volume-based, right, which is the trinary structure, okay? And then there's also something called the generational-based compensation, which is based on kind of like a unilevel structure, okay? So here's the key thing with this. It's not like with these comp plans that you hear about where they're talking, oh, okay, we've got 10 or 12 different ways to pay out, right? And they're talking about, oh, we've got a car bonus if you get to this certain rank, or we've got different things like that. Now, what they've done is they've eliminated all the hoops that you got to jump through. They've just said, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to pay it all out, right? There's just two ways to get paid, period. That's it. Two ways. All the money just goes into these two ways to get paid, and they're done, right? They don't want to play games. They're not trying to come up with tricks to make it so that oh, you don't qualify for the 10th and the 11th way to get paid, right? They don't do that. It's just everybody can get paid on both ways, and you just increase the sales and you increase in your rank and you get paid more, right? Period. That's it. It's not complicated, right? There's no no tricks or anything. Oh, you got to get to this rank, you got to put this many in, and that you got to get so many to this certain rank, and you got to jump through this hoop. It's not like that at all. Okay, super simple. 200 points, you start to earn bonuses. Period. It's that simple. Okay. There's a 7-generation direct bonus. We'll talk about in a second. Based on your rank, there is a 40 or 35% line max, depending, and we'll talk about that. All you got to have is 45 points to qualify. Okay. We're not talking, oh, you got to come in on the $1,000 pack, which gives you, 90 days of being at this certain rank and earning, double the percentage. They're not going to do any of that kind of garbage. All these tricks to get you to come in on big packs and spend thousands of dollars. They're not interested in that, right? At Disrupt, it's you want to participate. Okay, yeah, you got to, buy some package, right? You got to come in, but with 45 points, you're good to go. That's it, right? Obviously, there's an advantage to kind of promote the bigger packs, right? Which is only $130, but still, it's not thousands. And then it's just kind of cool. The ranks are based on mountain climbing, right? So we're not focused on, the precious metals, the gold, the silver, platinum stuff. We're not talking about, rubies and emeralds and sapphires and all that stuff, right? Focusing on the money. No, we're talking about the journey, right? We're talking about the personal development. We're talking about, what it takes to actually build a team and work together to get to the top of the mountain, right? It's very symbolic. And then, of course, the coolest thing is it actually pays out 65% to the distributors no matter what, right? So that's very important. If you've never been in the industry before, average payout for companies is about 50%. A lot of the older companies are right around 30% or so. So to have a company actually pay out a true 65% is incredible. It's never been done before. Okay, so let's kind of go through these real quick. These are the ranks of the comp plan with the mountain climbing theme. First rank is base camp, and that's symbolic, right? And that's where every expedition begins. That's where you gather your supplies, you get with your team, you kind of look at the map, figure out where you're going, all that kind of stuff, right? and that's where you start. So base camp is the first rank. Second rank is cairn. Cairn is a stack of stones used as a trail marker, right? So once you get to the second rank in the compensation model, at that point you're a leader, right? And so it's your job to mark the path. It's your job to leave the markers for other people to follow and continue in your footsteps. Okay. Third rank is called anchor. In rock climbing, we all know, you got to have an anchor driven into the rock so that if you slip or whatever, you're anchored there. You don't fall to your death, right? So, and it's also helps to anchor your teammates, right? You can be an anchor for them, right? So if they're struggling or whatever, they can come to you and you can support them. Okay. Fourth rank is called belay, and it's basically the device that ties all the climbers together, the ropes and harnesses and stuff, and it allows you to support each other, right? So at this rank, that's where you're actually starting to help others, get up the mountain, right? You're helping to lift them up. Maybe you support them financially. Maybe you support them with, doing three-way calls or webinars or whatever, because now you have a team and it's your family, right? And you got to take care of them. The next rank is called ascent, and that's this rank is probably the key rank, right? At this rank, you're really starting to climb. Okay, at this rank, you're really starting to make good money. We'll go over it in a little bit, but at this rank, you're looking at probably good $2,000 to $3,000 a month, which is awesome. Okay, so at that point, that's enough to where you maybe even be able to quit your job and start doing this full time. Okay, it just depends on where you're at. But the view is starting to get really good when you get to ascent. Okay, the next set of ranks are based on mountain ranges. Okay, specific ranges. So, for example, the Tetons, right, which is a range in western Wyoming. These are all just they're based on these mountain ranges that are symbolic of the climbs that we all have to do, right? They all have their different terrains. They've all got their own climates. They're very unique, right? So just like the Andes through South America is very different from the Rockies in North America, and of course the Himalayas, right, over in South Asia, it's where Mount Everest is and everything. So as we continue through these ranks, we're basically acquiring the skills to conquer bigger and more challenging terrain. Then the final ranks are based on specific mountains. Okay, so Mount Olympus, based located in Greece. These are all specific mountains that require specific skills and experience to be able to conquer them. Mauna Kea is a dormant volcano in Hawaii, right, over 30,000 feet high. Matterhorn, located in the Swiss Alps, very famous peak in Europe. It's got very steep faces, right? All four sides of it are very steep. It's very legendary. And then, of course, Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, Africa. It is the tallest peak in all of Africa. We're 19,000 feet high, 3 volcanic cones. So basically, at this level, it's you against the mountain, right? Even though you have a team behind you and everything, to conquer these mountains, you really got to find courage, determination, and stamina to be at the top. Okay, so how does it work? Well, the first thing I like to look at on the first 5 ranks, okay, is that right-hand column where it says Tier 1, right? This is the percentage of the qualified volume that the company pays out. So we've mentioned that 65% total, right, of all the company's qualified volume gets paid out to the field. Well, on the first 5 ranks, 40% of that 65% goes to them. And why? Because the company wants to reward those that are getting started. The company wants to have a solid foundation for those that come in and want to get going. And why is that? Well, because we recognize that it's not very fun to get involved in a business and have to spend 6 months to a year trying to build it and everything before you actually start to make any kind of decent money. And most people just can't last that long. Most people after 90 days, if they're not making money, they're gone. They're going to quit. And so, and it's because those compensation models in most companies it's like a pyramid, right? They're set up to pay out the majority of the money to those who go up through the ranks to the top. So you've got just a select few that are hitting those top ranks that are making millions, and you got all the brand new people coming in making pennies, and they end up quitting. So it's always a game of trying to recruit new people to replace those that keep quitting. So with this compensation model, paying out 40% of everything to the first 5 ranks, it's going to keep people happy. And they've done studies with the company that's providing the back office and the commission system and everything. It's called Infotrax, and they've been around for over 20 years, and they've seen it all, right? And they've done the studies. They know that one of the key things about compensation is that if you can get people to make about $50 a month, right, then that increases your retention by 80%. Okay, so if you can just get them to that point where they're making about $50 a month. So what do they do? Well, with this first rank base camp, you can do that super easy, right? All you got to do is basically, be on the 80 point pack yourself, and then have 2 other people on that. So just a total of 3 people, including yourself, and you're going to make that $50, right? Because it's 80 times 3 is 240 points. So if you look at it, 200 volume to be qualified for that, you're going to max it out. You're going to get the maximum override. Okay. So how that is calculated is that each point of qualified volume is multiplied by, there's a multiplier, right? There's a share, what they call a share. So what they do is the end of each month, they take the total volume of the home company, wherever that is in the United States or Mexico or Japan or whatever country, and they take all of that and they calculate it and get the multiplier, right? So maybe it's worth 55 cents, okay? So if each point of volume is worth 55 cents, you take that 240 points, you times it by 55 cents, and it's a little over $110. But then you look at the maximum override and you say, oh, okay, the max is 50. So no matter what, you're always going to get that $50, right? And that's going to increase the retention by 80%. Then all you got to do is add another person or 2, and that gets you to the Cairn rank, right? 350 points, $125 a month, right? You're pretty much breaking even at that point, pretty close anyway. Very, very cool. Then, of course, the next rank, Anchor, right? You're looking at maybe about 10 to 15 people on your team, and you're going to be able to be right up there at the $400 to $500 a month range. And that is where it becomes life-changing, because an extra $400 to $500 a month can actually save somebody from having to declare bankruptcy, right? There's been studies done that show that if I think it was 80% of all the bankruptcies that were declared in the United States, that if just any of them, well, if 80% of them, if they'd had just an extra $500 a month, they'd have been able to avoid that bankruptcy. So it's a super important rank right there. And then of course, it keeps going up from there. And at the rank of Ascent, that's where you actually open up your first generation of pay. So we'll talk about generational pay in just a moment, but you get paid 2 ways. Number one is based on the volume and the multiplier. The second way is based on the people that you directly or personally enroll. Okay, so every bonus, every package or every item that's in the shopping cart, right? Whether it's the the tennis shoes or the curtains or the the blender or whatever it is in the marketplace, or the different products that we talked about, all of those have a generational bonus pay or amount attached to them, right? So for example, the $80 essentials package has a $5 bonus, okay? So you get 30% of that, or $1.50, okay, for every person that you personally enroll. But then as you go through the ranks, you're going to open up the generation. We'll talk about the generations here in just a minute, how that works, okay? As you can see, it's very, very lucrative. This 4th rank belay, making $1,000 a month. All you got to do is have approximately between 20 and 25 people, depending on which package they're getting, and you can make an extra $1,000 a month. Can you just imagine? All you got to do is have a team of about 25 people to make an extra $1,000 a month. That is unheard of in the industry. Nobody else can touch that. Okay, the next one, or these next 4 ranks. This is where it gets really good, right? Minimum $1,500 a month. Maximum, you can see here, the Himalayas, $20,000 a month. You can just imagine. Plus, you start opening up these extra generations on the generational pay, right? And generational pay has no max, right? It's whatever those people buy, you get, that money, whether it's 30% of your directs or 10% of whatever's happening in the generations. You get it all, right? There's no max on that. But as you can see here, it's personal volume 75. That's easy to do. We saw that there's the Digital Plus package, which includes Teledoc. That gets you 75 points. Or if you get the full health and wealth package, get you 80 points. You're still qualified for any of these ranks. Okay, so absolutely awesome. How much money you can start making as you get up to these higher ranks. Then, of course, the final ranks, the last four, 100,000 volume. At this point, you do have to increase your personal consumption to 120 points. And then at this point, you're making a minimum of $10,000 a month. At this point, you're a six-figure earner, right? You're making over $100,000 a year. And probably much more because at the Olympus rank, you can make up to $40,000 a month, right? Mauna Kea is up to $65,000, Matterhorn $95,000, and then of course Kilimanjaro over $150,000 a month with just 700,000 volume on your team. So, and it doesn't stop here. Well, it stops here now, but there's going to be some other ranks in the future. You may have noticed that Mount Everest is not on this list, and that's by design. That will happen down the road. They've left it open to add those extra ranks at the end. So, all right. So how does generational bonus work? Well, every package and product, as I mentioned, has a generational bonus attached to it. So, for example, the $79.95 package has a $5 bonus, so you'd earn 30% of that, or $1.50 for every person you personally enrolled that buys that package, and that's every month, right? It's not just on their initial purchase; it's on every purchase that they ever do for the rest of their lives. Okay, and then of course, as you open up those generations, then you start to earn 10% on the generation, which is in this case 50 cents for each person in the generation. Okay, the 30% personal enrollment bonus pays out weekly. Okay, so you actually people were joking about it where it's like, oh yeah, that's my gas money, right? So it kind of keeps you alive during the week, that extra money. And then of course the big payout comes on a monthly basis, right? So let's talk a little bit about generations, how that works. So you can see in this image that let's say you're the guy at the top, right? So you're purple and you personally enroll your first three guys. Okay, so you're going to earn that 30% of the generational bonus on each of them. Okay, now let's say the green ones are the ones that they've personally enrolled. Okay, so all your purple guys, when they personally enroll somebody, that's a green person. Okay, and the green ones, that's you earn 10% off of them. But as you notice, like on this first column here, you got two greens in a row, but then you also have a green right below that. Why? Because it's not based on levels. Okay, it's based on a rank. All right, so if the first guy, your purple guy enrolled, he enrolls somebody else below him, well, that's still your first generation. Okay, but then if the third person below him all of a sudden starts working really hard and he gets to the rank of ascent, then you can see there that kind of goes to a lighter green, and that's where your second generation starts, because that guy actually was working and he got to the ascent rank. Okay, and so that's how you determine where the generations begin and end. All right, then in this middle column you can see there's these dark blue guys. Okay, so let's assume that the dark blue guys are people that kind of were placed below you by your upline, right? So some spillover. Okay, and that's really cool because you're going to get the sales volume or the commissionable volume from them that counts towards your rank, right, and your bonus on your rank, but you don't make any kind of generational pay from them. Okay, so if you start getting some spillover, then you just have to realize that from them, you're not going to make either 30% or 10% or anything, right? All it is just the pure volume. Okay, but you can see in this middle column here, so maybe your first purple guy, he places one of his guys down below, and then maybe you place another direct person down below that guy. Okay, you personally enrolled him, but then you placed him down below there, and so he's your direct. Okay, so even though he's 5 levels below, he's still your direct, and you're still making 30% off of him. Okay, so positioning really has nothing to do with the generational bonus. Okay. What really matters here is, that relationship of who enrolled them, okay, who enrolled them, and then, how they enroll people and how it goes down and who gets the ranks and everything. And that's really what determines, where the generations start and stop and who gets to, at ascent. That's where one generation begins and ends. Okay. So you can see on the third column that we've got actually a third generation there. So these guys that are kind of like the grayish color. So you see, okay, so your first guy, the purple, you're getting 30% of him. Then he enrolled somebody, the green, that's first generation. And then he enrolled somebody, and that guy, he became an ascent. So that starts your second generation. And then he enrolled somebody else below him, and that's he also got to ascent. So that actually starts your third generation. So if your guys are really starting to work, right, and putting in a lot of people and building that out, well, then you could have 3 generations pretty close, to the top. But what it also means is to get to ascent, and you've got to have, about 40 some odd people, right? So that's a lot of people, okay? And just your first set of generations, it's by the time you get to your 7th generation, we're talking thousands and thousands of people, okay? So let's just go through. They did some simulations with about 70,000 distributors in the system, and the average income earned at the low end and the high end based on how many people they personally enrolled. Okay, so let's say that you personally enrolled just 3 people, okay, and you got to these different ranks. Well, the average, or the low end of how much you would make is the following. So base camp, everyone's pretty much making that, $54. So it's $50 from the rank plus about $4 on the generational pay. Okay, once you get to Karen, then having enrolled more people personally kind of bumps your bonus up there. You can see though on the 3rd rank on Anchor, that's almost an extra $200 for having enrolled more people, right? At Belay, the average person was making $544. If it was somebody that had enrolled quite a few people, they were making a little over $1,000 a month. Okay, at Ascent, you can see there that that made a big difference by personally enrolling 7 people, making almost $3,000. It's almost triple what you'd make at that point. Okay, with Tetons, almost the same thing. Having enrolled more people, you make quite a bit more money. Andes, same thing. It's about triple there how much you make. So Rockies, $5,000 a month minimum is what people were making there, and then maximum about $12,000 a month if they had enrolled quite a few people. Himalayas, you can see there $6,766 as a minimum, right? And then $22,000 a month as a maximum. Olympus, $12,000 a month to $55,000 a month. Mauna Kea, $33,000 to $110,000. Matterhorn, $82,000 to $187,000, and then Kilimanjaro, $155,000 a month for having enrolled just 3 people. Or if they had enrolled 7 people personally, they're going to make almost $400,000 a month. It's just absolutely crazy how much money you can make with this compensation plan. So there's huge incentive for personally enrolling as many people as you can. Okay, so highly recommended. Don't be giving away sponsorship. Keep as many people as you possibly can registered, and just place them down below to help people out with their volume. But that's the trick, guys, is to learn how to invite, learn how to get people excited, get them involved in your business, personally enroll them, and about 8,750 people later on your team with duplication and geometric progression and everything, you can become a millionaire. So that's the key. So that is the presentation of Disrupt. Thanks so much for joining us this evening. We welcome you to the team. Hopefully this helped you understand what Disrupt is all about, why we're so excited. We invite you to get back to the person that invited you to watch this presentation, see if you have any questions that you need to get answered. I'm sure they'll be happy to do that. Or you can find me on Facebook, Jeremy Jenkins. I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have. With that, we'll go ahead and end the presentation for tonight. We're right at the hour mark. So again, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.